All right, so to determine if it's an ionic compound, it's a metal bound to a non-metal. So you got to know on the periodic table that the non-metals are in the upper right-hand corner. So if you have anything else pretty much bound to a non-metal, it's an ionic compound. If it's two non-metals bound together, it's covalent. Okay? But let's just start with ionic. It's ionic? Yes. Then the question is it a special kind of ionic? Okay? If it's an acid, it starts with a hydrogen. And the cation in the ionic bond is a hydrogen. If it is an acid, so yes, is it the kind of acid that has oxygen in it? So that's, you could have, every ionic compound has a cation that balances an anion. And if your anion contains oxygen, then you go here. That means it's a polyatomic anion made up of more than one element. So then the question is, does the name of your polyatomic anion end in ate, like phosphate, sulfate, acetate, or does it end in ite? If it ends in ite, then you're going to name the acid for the root word of the anion. So if it was, I don't even know if this exists, but if it was acetite, then it would be acetus acid. Okay? If it was sulfite, it would be sulfurous acid. Okay? But if it ends in ate, that's the most oxygenated form of that polyatomic ion. So this one is has less oxygens on it. This one has more. If it ends in ate, like acetate, then you're going to name it for the anion root. So it would be acetic acid. Now, if it doesn't have oxygen, that usually means it's just a really simple hydrogen in front of one element. Then you say, if it doesn't have hydrogen, or it doesn't have oxygen, if it's no, you'll just name it hydro, and then the root word of the anion element, ic acid. So hydrosulfuric acid means that you've got basically a hydrogen in front of an S. And the difference between hydrosulfuric acid and sulfuric acid is when you lose the hydro, that's saying that it's SO4. Okay? All right. Now, if it's not an acid, then you start with the name of the first element. So you say the cation name. So it would be sodium, and then the anion root word plus ide. So sodium sulfide, sodium chloride, potassium chloride.
I've often wondered about this, so this is this is interesting. Okay.
If it's covalent, so if the answer to the ionic is no, it's covalent, then you have to give me the number in the name. You don't have to if it's ionic. So if it's covalent, you have to use mono, di, tri, and this is all in her notes.
Okay.
But this is telling me the number of atoms.
Okay.
So the first one, if it's carbon dioxide, you don't have to say monocarbon for the first one, you just say carbon. But this one, the reason it's dioxide is because there's two of them.
Okay.
And if there was such a thing as CO3, then it would be trioxide.
Okay. And what is covalent again?
Shared. These are non-metals
Okay.
bound
Together.
together.
Okay.
And they are sharing an electron. These guys is a metal plus a non-metal.
Okay. Okay.
That's it.
So we're naming things.
That's all.
It's
the
all
test
about
is.
naming things.
Yeah.
Okay.